Yeah, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Simply Sketchy. It is me, your host, Skeletor. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, you bumbling fools, you are stuck in our net of evil. Yes.
Uh,
Ah,
okay,
yeah.
I don't have a good Skeletor for the radio.
Oh, come on.
I definitely can't top that one because that was so good.
Thank you. In case you're
Uh,
wondering, guys, we are doing Skeletor today.
yeah, we were trying to think of something to do, and I was like, man, I like Skeletor. Let's do Skeletor.
Okay, let's go.
And so yeah.
So I basically am drawing this from like, well, we've all seen the memes, but it also is a villain in a cartoon which I've barely seen.
So I grew up with He-Man, right? Like I was the target audience for that original He-Man show with the Hasbro toy show, basically. I would get up every morning before school. Would get up every morning, and you get dressed in time so that you can watch He-Man and G.I. Joe in the morning, and then you go to school after that. If you had cable, then you could watch Inspector Gadget or something like that. But I was a poor kid, and so I watched He-Man all the time when I was a kid. Me and my little brother would get up and watch He-Man every day.
Nice.
For school.
Yeah, we watched.
And it's funny because. Oh, go ahead.
We watched Inspector Gadget, and of course, when I grew up, Pokemon was all the rage. So that was our thing.
Oh yeah, I was a little too old for that. My kids loved Pokemon, but but the the Saturday morning cartoons. It's funny because when I was a kid, you would get up super early. Like on Saturdays, I would get up super early because I wanted to watch cartoons.
Yeah.
You know, and like now, I don't want to get out of bed at all ever. But
yeah. I know that feeling all too well.
And I used to always think like, because my mom was never really one to sleep in either, and so I always when I was a kid, my friends would get up. My friends would sleep in. If we ever had sleepovers or something, my friends would sleep in, and I would be up super early. They fucking hated it. But now I'm like the I don't want to fucking get up guy sometimes. But anyhow, so we would get up early to watch cartoons, and because I didn't have to go to school. Like Saturday morning cartoons kicked ass when I was a kid. You wait all week for Saturday morning cartoons, and it's kind of like it's weird how the a la carte nature of our entertainment and how that's changed. I don't know, people's expectations, but I also think it's changed how relatable, how media is relatable to other people.
Yeah, definitely.
And like you definitely don't have as many. Of course there are like the it shows that happen every now and then, but everybody's tastes are so disparate now that like when my dudes at work are talking about the it show, it is definitely something that I do not give a fuck about.
Yeah.
You know,
like your fucking
I
Steven Universes and shit like that.
Well, it's not even that. Like, it's the more normie stuff, you know? Like, oh, the new episode. I can't even think of anything off. Or, like, the new Star Trek. Oh, I was watching Voyager. Or not Voyager. I was watching Star Trek Discovery. And I'm just like, oh, kill me.
Same.
You know, that kind of but it used to be like the dearth of entertainment gave us something in common to talk about. like everybody would get together and talk about the latest episode of Malcolm in the Middle or Twilight Zone or anything like that.
Yes.
The
Oh,
stuff that, the
I can't. I
X-Files.
know the entire intro song of Malcolm in the Middle. You also had that 70s show.
I love Malcolm. Yeah, but and that's why they would call it like must-see TV and shit like that. And it was because that's what everybody was going to be talking about at work the next week, right? And it's like if you just want to, you can choose to not participate in it like you can now. But the chances of you being a part of it were much greater when there was like 10 channels instead of 10,000 channels.
Yeah.
You know, when there was like 5 big shows coming up in the new fall season versus 50 shows this week. You know?
At some point it just became too much, and you stopped. Most people just stopped following.
Yeah, no, I agree.
There we go. Now
It's but you know, we used to watching TV was largely a family thing a lot of the time because we didn't have more than one TV in the fucking house until I was a teenager. But now there's like crap. I mean, I got TVs in every room plus some, you know, and
yeah, having more than one TV was considered luxury.
Absolutely, and it's now I'll say when I was a little kid, when my mom and dad had split up. I think it was when my mom and dad had split up. We didn't have a TV for a while, right? And then my grandparents went to, and because TVs and shit were expensive, right? Like, I mean, it's a $200 TV, but it's a $200 TV in $1985, you know? And so it's a $200 TV. It's a serious investment. Like, not a serious investment, but it's not like pocket change. It's not something.
It's a lot of money.
It is, right? And but like here, I think about it. Like in 2 weeks, I'm going to spend $200 on a TV for my son, and not think twice about it. And it won't make a big dent in my finances either. But we didn't have a TV, and then my grandparents went to an auction, and they got a color or a black and white TV for us, and so we had black and white TV for a bit, you know. But I was so little, I didn't care and didn't really pay much attention to it.
It looks cool with black and white too.
Yeah.
Remember when we were all colorblind?
I think I was like 4 or something when all that shit happened. So I don't remember watching much of it anyways. But like I know as I got into school, like I loved He-Man as a kid, and when I got into when I was in elementary school, I got in trouble for bringing my He-Man figures to class, right? And like, because I had a few. Like the new guy would come out, and my mom we stayed on top of the characters. We didn't have any like the fucking extra shit, but we had all the characters. And so I would bring him to school, and then we'd finish our work, and me and my friends would go play He-Man in the back room. You know, play with our He-Man figures in the back of the classroom, and then eventually the teacher was like, "You guys are being too rowdy with your," so they stopped letting us bring He-Man toys in, and so we had He-Man coloring sheets. And so what we would do is we would color the He-Man coloring sheets, and then cut the characters out of that, and play He-Man with the cutout.
Where there's a will, there's a goddamn way.
Well, you know, I mean, it was like our free time, and we wanted to do something, and so what did we all loved He-Man. We were kids, we loved He-Man, and so we wanted to play He-Man, so we played He-Man.
Yeah. Fucking that's how you should do it, too.
Yeah. But man, my teacher at the time, he was my second grade teacher. I will never forget this guy ever in my entire life. Mr. Park, Jack Park, he was the biggest asshole I have ever known. Like, the way that guy acted towards fucking second graders, when I look back on it, I'm like, oh my god, if half of the stuff that guy did then happened today, that dude would be in prison, and it wouldn't have been a second thought about it. Because I watched him whip a kid with a fucking coat hanger in front of the class, bare-assed. Yes, dude. It's like, because there was one kid that he could not make cry, because this kid came from a rough house, right? So it's like, you're gonna have to take it from, this kid's had worse. What you're gonna give him for a swat on the butt, Mr. Park? Like, this kid's had worse. And he's like, one day, he's like, I'm gonna make you cry, and he fucking whipped this kid on the bare ass with a coat hanger in front of the class. And he made that kid cry, and we were just like, I mean, I was blown. My mind was blown at the time, but I was, 8. I didn't fucking know any better. We didn't know, and if we would have known then what we know now, like if that shit would have happened with my son in the classroom, he would have came and told me, and I would have fucking went down there and made sure that teacher suffered some consequences.
As you should.
Right? Because whipping a kid with a coat hanger in front of the classroom is not okay.
But
I would have taken
still discipline.
Police would have followed me there. But that was just like, when I was growing up, that was just like par for the course, like the teachers were disciplining the kids, and everybody knew that Mr. Parks was a strict teacher. I was like, no, that guy was a sadistic child abuser. And we just didn't recognize it until older. And it wasn't an issue of like, oh, those kids are just soft. It's like, no, that he was actually psychotic, dude. Like, some of the shit he did, we had.
You had an issue with getting spanked till you cried by a old sadistic teacher? Man, you're just weak.
What a pussy.
Back in my day.
Right? It's so funny because I don't remember anything about my 3rd grade class in that school. I don't remember hardly anything about my 1st grade class, but I remember a lot about my 2nd grade class. And it was because that guy was fucking psychotic. And he used to do this shit where he called it kangaroo court. All right? So he literally called this thing kangaroo court. And what he would do was there was little snitches. Like, there was a couple of girls, and it's always the girls that were they liked snitching on people. And so they would go and tell him that, like, oh, this person said a bad word on the playground, or this guy did this on the playground. And then he'd have what he called the kangaroo court, where he would get us, the students, to judge the person and punish them. And it was like, but most of the shit that it was this weird, like, humiliation ritual. Like, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't just that he was a strict teacher. Like, he was, like, psychologically torturing us.
So
we
what
were
you're
even
saying
safe
is
on the playground from his little narking minions, dude.
Jesus, dude, are you sure this isn't Skeletor? Because I think we found him. We had your fucking real life Skeletor. Holy crap, dude.
Dude, and then years later, like, I think I was in my 20s, and my mom's like, oh, Jack Park died. And I was like, good, fuck that guy. And she's like, oh, no. And I'm like, you have no idea what kind of psychopathic crap that guy did in his classroom. Like, I didn't tell you at the time because I didn't know any better, but he did all this wild stuff. Like, I told her, and she's like, oh, wow. Like, yeah. That guy was a fucking maniac, and they had him teaching 2nd graders.
Boy, like, some people,
but, and you know what the worst part about it was that he went to my church, and so I would see him every Sunday too. At one point, he was my Sunday school teacher, but he was not as much of an asshole at church as he was he was a much nicer person at church. He was a psychopath at school. And and so everybody is like, oh, Jack Park, he's such a, because he's such a nice guy. Because he was a nice guy at church. But he's a fucking maniac when he was at work at the public school. And so...
Public school. There you go.
Yeah. But so that, and how that, again, ties back into He-Man, is that we would do that in his class. And he was the one who got pissed off because we were playing He-Man in the back of the room. And we would, like, hurry and get our work done. And, like, we weren't screwing around and not doing our work. We were, quote-unquote, honor roll kids. We all had A's and B's. But we were just hurrying and getting our work done. Because... And everything he gave us, because if we got done with spare time, we could go play at the back of the room. And so for every assignment, we were all busting it out super quick so we could go play He-Man in the back of the room. It didn't work for all of my friends because not all of my friends were as smart as me.
Humble
We were a
brag.
little like that, but for the most part, it wasn't an issue, right? It was just he thought I don't know if he thought we were making too much noise or if we were just wasting time playing He-Man. But here is the number one, aside from him whipping that kid, but the thing that he personally did to me that I felt was like one of the most asshole things was I had colored in He-Man and I colored him in really good on this page. And then outside, because I was going to cut it out anyway, so I didn't give a shit. So I colored the rest of the page black. So it was He-Man in the middle with just black all around him, right? And I took it up to him because whenever you colored something, you had to take it to the teacher, And he held it up and he's like, "This is the exact opposite of how you should color your paint," and just was like, "This is terrible, blah blah blah." And I'm like, man, I still, fuck that guy. I hope that his fucking, he died from a heart attack. I hope it fucking hurt.
Childhood. Oh my fuck's sake.
Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to be like a gruesome and,
No. It's
but,
kind of interesting. I'm here expecting to talk about Skeletor. Instead, we get some deep lore from Dave today.
We're getting Dave's childhood trauma coming out on the. But yeah, it's good, but you know what? But we put up with so much shit from that guy because we loved He-Man, because it was such a cool little thing for us, and the motif was rad. Like, this is big, strong, tough guy that smashes stuff, and because he's always strong enough to beat the thing, and it wasn't like a goofy love story. That was another thing, is there wasn't like this goofy undercurrent love story shit like there is in so many other shows now, especially.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't. It was just He-Man solving problems and kicking ass.
Pretty much, as it should.
There's no hint of any kind of romantic subplot, really. Especially
you also
nothing
have have what Carl Benjamin, and how he decided he was going to watch He-Man with his son, right? Because He-Man also had a lot of good moral values lessons too.
It did, the old He-Man. Well, that was a big thing with TV back in the day, right? Like, people were hung up on making sure that TV, especially TV aimed at children, because TV aimed specifically at children was a pretty new thing. And I mean, and not like Howdy Doody or anything. Like, there was always kids shows, but this was basically like marketing towards kids. I'm gonna say it wasn't even a kids show as much as He-Man was a fucking just a big giant toy commercial for He-Man toys.
The same,
because that's the only reason
dude.
Hasbro, yeah, exactly. Hasbro and Mattel put money into those shows because they sold for the purpose of selling toys.
Yes.
And the marketing was very predatory, and it was because there was restrictions, and there still are. I know a lot of European countries still have restrictions towards marketing specifically towards children.
Yeah, unless it's certain ideas, let's put it like that.
And I know, especially in the 80s, there was a big push on, or a big push for educational television. So they wanted all television aimed at children to be somewhat educational.
Yeah.
Which I have no problem with that, right? You don't want to be teaching kids bullshit. And especially in a society that was more civic-minded than we are now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like those moral lessons from He-Man and G.I. Joe, the more you know and knowing is half the battle kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Those are
I feel
relics.
like we kind of need them back, in my opinion. I'm sorry for interrupting, but I do think we need them back.
Oh, I think we need them back, but I think we need a society that is meritorious of them, or is worthy of them more than we just need them back.
Yeah.
Like, it's enough to say, yeah, we should have those back, but but the whole reason they existed in the first place was because we had a certain type of society that we don't have now.
True.
So we need to get back to a society that is worthy of having trite moral lessons.
Yeah.
Trite civic lessons at the end of cartoons aimed at children in hopes of making them more patriotic.
Yeah.
You know, like a better teaching them civics, like teaching them how to be a better person within a society, not just, you know, not like not some overarching like moral, like, oh, this is how to live the good life, but like here is how you survive in a peaceful and reasonable manner with those whom you share fellowship and country with.
Yeah.
When we don't teach, they don't even teach that at fucking school anymore.
They don't.
It used to be they taught civics, they don't. And they don't even teach government half the time either. So
they don't really teach anything of value anymore, because it's all about brainwashing.
Well, I mean, it's easy to say that it's, you know, I mean, it's easy to write it off. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm not writing it off. It's genuinely I think the idea of just using it as propaganda hasn't changed. Rather, it is the focus of what kind of propaganda it is instead.
Yes.
There's a certain.
We need to get back to civic nationalist propaganda taught in schools, not globalist values. We need to get back to civic values being taught in schools.
Yeah. Because that
was the whole purpose of it, right? Like, you took the kids in school, they used to take a civics class to learn how to be a better Norwegian, or how to be a better American, or how to be a better Englishman, or how to be a better whatever, right? Like, you took a civics class to learn how to be a better member of society.
Yeah, in many cases, just to be a better man.
Exactly. Well, because doing so, one follows the other. Right? Like, being a good person will generally mean that you're better for society, obviously.
Yeah.
So, which is kind of like, that'll lead into a deep Calvinist discussion on predetermination and all that stuff, but we're not going to dig into that on He-Man.
No, we need to get through the story and then get first your personal Skeletor and what he did to your colored He-Man.
Right. So I was when we were kids, I collected the good guys and my little brother collected the bad guys. That's how we did it. So whenever there was a new good guy, I got it. Whenever it's a new bad guy, which they never just released one good guy without also releasing a bad guy. Yeah. There would always come in pairs, because they released Fisto and then Ninjutsu at the same time. They would release, and a lot of the time it was because they were using the same body mold for them, and they were using the same body mold for them, just different colored plastic.
I mean, you always got an oddball with a Decepticon too.
Yeah.
There always has to be a counterbalance, a nemesis, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's a good toy. That's a good way to sell the toys, right? Because then you're more likely to sell two at once instead of just one.
Yes.
So, yeah, my little brother collected the bad guys, and I collected the good guys. So he had the Skeletor figure, and I had the He-Man one. So I can't claim to be like, oh, I've loved Skeletor forever. Like, I I love He-Man.
Yeah.
You know, I've always
And also,
loved
little
He-Man.
brothers fit collecting the villains more than the big brothers, because we're little
Yeah.
shits. Because I am the little brother in my family, so you know, it fits.
Yeah, well, and that was the thing, is it's like, it wasn't like collecting the bad guys meant that he didn't have access to he could only play with the bad guys. Like, we all had our toys were all in the same fucking toy box. You know,
Yeah,
we shared a
and you
room.
shared, yeah.
It was all basically the same for the most part. There were some things but and of course there were always brother squabbles, but for the most part, you know, like, we always had access to everything. So we I think recently we rediscovered some of our old He-Man figures. And I know that I have a cousin named Bart that
Simpson?
he collects toys. He's collected toys. And so, like, I had an old Prince Adam, like a limited edition Prince Adam that he took. Like, my mom gave it to him so that he could hold on to it. And then I think I also had we had Faker He-Man, and I know he has that too. But none of our shit was like mint, because we all played with it, you know, because we were kids and they were toys, and that's what you did with toys when you were a kid. And when I was a kid, my mom was like, "Oh, Bart wants that for a collection," and I was like, "It's a fucking toy. You play with it." You know, I even thought that then, like, that's weird, collecting the toys. That's a toy. You play with the toy. You don't. So, but we were huge. We loved He-Man. Me and my little brother. We had all of them, and then when it came out, like, with the Horde and Hordak and all those guys.
Hordak, he's the cyborg dude, right?
Kind of. Yeah, he was one of the. When they went to the. They were like the upgraded bad guys. The Horde was their name, and then they had like Modulok, and it wasn't Beastman. They had a character that was like fuzzy. He was like a beast. He was a Beastman clone, effectively, but he was like furrier. But our favorite one of that one was Modulok, and he was the guy that you could. He had pieces, right? And so you could build him into whatever shape you want.
Oh.
Because that's how he was in the show. He was this guy in the show that was all weird and could be into different two heads, and he could be in all sorts of different configurations.
So he was basically He-Man's answer
guy.
to the combiners from Transformers then.
Kind of. Except for he was more like, it was like one kit, and you could buy multiple. It was one figure that came with all the pieces, and you could buy multiple figures to have multiple pieces and just build up this giant crazy ass dude. So there was a lot of cool old He-Man figures. Like, they did like, they tried to innovate some toy things then, you know, like or some of the new figures that they would come out with after a while. Like the Horde, those guys were all new figures. And like I already mentioned, Fisto and Ninjutsu, the punching guys, the guys with the spring-loaded arms. You know, they had the karate chop action.
I know, let's see, Beastman and Trapjaw. He had this bear trap for a mouth, right?
Yeah, and he had different arms. He had different arms that you could put on him. The toy did.
Yeah?
Because Trapjaw always had weird arm attachments.
Yeah, there's this other He-Man on Netflix. No, not that one made by the faker. Yeah, not that guy. There, yeah, not that dude. I hope justice comes for him. Hard. Fuck that guy.
I think.
What I hope, what I watched.
To him in the form of veganism.
Yeah, you know what? Karma is real.
Yeah, let my enemies destroy themselves. It's okay.
Yeah, they're doing it fine by themselves. They don't need us.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Dickheads. Point is, they
yeah.
this dude, this dude, I say, this show is essentially a Netflix He-Man, 3D. Kind of reminds me of
Uh-huh.
the shows we used to have in like 2014, 2013. Still, during the last time when people actually cared about what they made, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So it seems to be actually pretty decent. It has a interesting iteration of Trapjaw, of everyone. Beastman, Trapjaw, Evelyn, and Skeletor himself. There he's a bit different, and he starts off as a regular dude. I think name is
Oh,
Keldor.
interesting.
Yeah, I haven't watched the
Huh.
whole series, and it is definitely made for kids, as it should be.
Yeah.
But it's honestly pretty damn cool. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. You know, that's funny, because now that I think about it, like, I don't know where the fuck Skeletor came from. And it was never explored in the shows that I watched as a kid, right? Like, it just... They barely explored Skeletor, or He-Man's backstory. Like, we just knew he was Prince Adam and all that stuff, and any explorations they did of his backstory was just in service of selling toys.
Pretty much.
It's like the only reason they explained He-Man's backstory was so they could sell a Castle Grayskull figurine, dude.
Right.
Like,
But from I think Skeletor was some kind of. He went to the different iterations. One like he was a corrupted guy by sort of like the magic he will, because he's a sorcerer, right?
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
and in
yeah. That's
this
what I just figured. He
iteration,
was an evil sorcerer when I was a kid.
yeah, and in this series, he's the uncle of He-Man, the brother of the king, who has been screwing around with like this evil magic called Havoc, because Havoc's staff. And the whole thing is that Havoc turns essentially the Dark Masters into the Dark Masters, while essentially the light of Grayskull and the sword turns you into sort of a good, powered up good guys.
Interesting.
Yeah. So essentially, everyone has a transformation in that show. It's kind of
Interesting.
yeah. I think it's really cool actually. It's
Yeah.
yeah, because the dude who's Trapjaw is a different kind of guy, but he ends up becoming Trapjaw when he gets infused with Havoc. It's 2-3 seasons long,
Huh.
and
Wow.
this Skeletor is evil because it's cool because he's funny, but also he has many moments where he's genuinely like scary. It keeps a lot of the what I believe is from what I've heard at least from people who watched He-Man originally, it kept a lot of the spirit of He-Man while also being new. So it's not bad new. It's actually pretty decent from what I've heard.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. And
I mean,
a lot of
well,
shit
it's on
happens.
Netflix, so I'm not going to bother with it. But
I haven't gone on Netflix. I've basically just seen
put on
clips
the
on
eye patch.
YouTube. Yar.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, no, I've seen clips on YouTube. Yeah, only clips on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's some silly shit happening.
It's funny because a lot of those shows like that will get uploaded to. Someone will take them and upload it. Like, they'll take all the video, they'll take all the episodes and put them together and cut out all the intros and outros and just have the shows all jammed together. And they'll throw it up on YouTube until it gets copyright claimed.
Yeah, then they'll do it again.
Like they'll get thousands of views on this video or hundreds of thousands of views on this like 4 or 5 hour long video and make a butt ton of money in advertising, and then when they get copyright claimed, it gets they just shut the channel down and open up a new one.
Yep. It's basically how I watched Transformers the first time. Several fucking YouTube channels of fans. So this wasn't really malicious by other people. It's essentially just fans making the show and enjoying it, right?
Yeah.
So, let's see, where was I? Fucking losing my brain over here. Nothing new.
Putting in a new layer. There you go.
Yep. Sorry. So yeah, essentially how I watched Transformers back in the day was through like channels uploading the entire episode,
Yeah.
but cutting them into different parts. That's how I watched Beast Wars. That's why I watched G1, and pretty much how I watched this this newer He-Man
Sweet.
show. I think you can also find the He-Man show. Anyway, I'm
I watched fucking
rambling.
Beast Wars on Cartoon Network with my kids.
Based. Transformers
The
Beast Wars
original one when it
is
first came out.
yeah,
It was
Transformers Beast Wars is hands down one of the best Transformers shows ever, and nobody can convince me otherwise.
I haven't gone back and watched it just to see, because I probably should. Like it was a legit good show.
Yeah.
With Optimus Primal, and like it
Megatron.
had good, interesting storylines.
Like, and also David
So-
K as Megatron, like, yes.
Yeah.
God, he was so fantastically fucking evil. Oh, by the way, David K is in the new He-Man show too. He's Cringer.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. He doesn't sound like a pussy though. But yeah, okay,
Cringer
back
and
to
Battle Cat.
yes, essentially.
Okay.
Of course, Ram Man is Ram Mam. Because it got to be
In the
someone.
new one.
Yeah,
Oh Christ. See, that
But-
sucks because Ram Man was one of my favorites.
yeah. Well,
I have a Ram Man figure not too far away from me here in my room.
cool.
Like it's a small. It's not like the actual like old school He-Man figure. Because I played with mine so much that he wore out.
Right?
Because I fucking loved Ram Man. I don't know why. I just thought he was cool.
Yeah, he was cool.
So he had a hard head like me.
You,
He sounded stupid
you
like me.
identified with him.
Right.
But yeah, it's it's not bad despite doing some changes here and there. And there are some explanations for other things. And even in the later seasons, the original voice actor of Skeletor gets to make a little bit of a he makes a short cameo.
Nice.
It's pretty cool. It's essentially a series that knows where it came from and respects the source material. Weird, isn't it? Holy crap.
Go figure.
Yeah, it's a mystery why somebody would do something
Which
so heinous.
And again, the source material is really funny because each figure came with a comic book. Right? It came with a little mini comic book. Oh yeah, back in the day, each He-Man figure came with a little mini comic book. And that little the comic books so you would see the show and the show would have that new character in it, and it would come with a little book that talks about the new character. And that little book would have absolutely no relation to the fucking TV show at all. The little comics that came with the books, or that came with the characters, actually had a much better story. Like a more adult, like not adult, like PG-13, but like a more mature storyline and a deeper storyline than you got from the fucking kids show. Obviously they did. So
Kind of like how in again, I'm gonna reference Transformers because fuck you. It's they did a sort of thing with Marvel Comics too. The story there, while for kids, it also dipped into some really like oh shit moments.
well, right. Well, yeah, because and it was the same thing with G.I. Joe. Like G.I. Joe comics were always like for a long time, G.I. Joe comics were more like less cartoony and more like G.I. Joe as an actual as an actual paramilitary organization kind of thing, right?
Until the movie where the main character gets fucking shanked by with a spear.
But yeah. But the He-Man comics were well, and I think it's because you can tell honestly, I think you can tell a better story in fewer pages than you can in, because like if you have a 15-page comic book, I think you can get a better story in that 15-page comic book than you can in a 20-minute cartoon.
Yeah,
Right?
and
'Cause
also
these
the
cartoons were
cartoon
like
is
21 minutes. Yeah, they're
it's
21
that,
minutes,
and also
they're
it
stitching
has
around with
a
cartoon commercial
yeah.
breaks.
It's not just that too, but it also has a limit to what it can do. Because television, it
Yeah.
had to have a certain limitation because it couldn't get too far. Comics were far more less limited in how serious it could get. Because you said yourself, right? The comic could be a bit more serious than the cartoon.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, you're 100% right on that, right? Like there's just stuff they can get away with in the comics that they can't get away with in the you want to get down near the hand and the
Right,
yeah,
there we
there you
go.
go. Yeah, near the gem in the hand.
Yep. There we go.
And makes
Oh
me
yeah,
want to
Simply
start
Sketchy
doing some
now.
pencils again.
I'm now doing Simply Sketching colors. That's interesting. Just to see if I can.
Well, this is an easy one to do color on.
It is.
So, because everybody recognizes Skeletor and his colors.
And also, he doesn't have
Like,
the most. He doesn't have the largest fucking palette of colors.
no, he doesn't. Well, and that's because they didn't want to make it too hard to make the toys.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
No, He-Man,
like
No, He-Man, I shall be easily marketable when coloring.
Right. They don't want to put too much pressure on those friggin' Vietnamese children working in those toy factories back in the 80s.
Yeah.
To make it like they wanted to make it easy for the toys to match the shows as closely as possible, you know.
Yeah.
So
You think I'm evil, He-Man? I ain't got shit on corporate evil.
yeah, no shit. It's the kind of evil that even Skeletor won't fuck with.
Nah. He's been through corporate life once. What do you think he goes full magic and objects to science? That's why he hates Hordak.
Such a cool, like he was such a cool villain. Like Skeletor was such a cool villain, and he lived in Snake Mountain, and Snake Mountain looked so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like there was so many designs in that show that were just really cool designs.
Yeah.
Like Castle Grayskull is a cool looking thing.
It originally, when I first saw like a clip of He-Man, I was like, "Wow, Skeletor's mountain looks sick." Wait, what do you mean it's not Skeletor's mountain?
Yeah.
Wait, that's a good guy house?
Right?
Fucking hell, dude. That's a lot more badass than... Well, of course, the Autobots lives in a fucking in a ship that's crashed into a goddamn volcano, so...
Oh, yeah. Was that
Basically,
the Autobots or the Transformers?
No, well, Autobots are Transformers.
Autobots, right. No, yeah, that's right. Never mind, sorry. I was thinking of GoBots.
Oh.
The Autobots. I was like, GoBots? How did because the GoBots were based out of a ship, too.
If I'd been a different kind of Transformers fan, I would be really triggered right now.
Yeah, no, sorry. I know, Autobots and my brain just farted.
That's alright. That's alright.
But, yeah, no.
You're not the first one who's made that mistake. And I first thought
GoBots were there first.
Yep. Also voiced by Frank Welker.
Were first. And also not a bad show.
Oh, no.
Right? Like, GoBots was not a bad show. And some of the GoBots figures were pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them were cheap, but some of them were actually kind of cool.
Yes.
And, but yeah, the Autobots lived in a fucking...
Let's see.
I was gonna say, they had a volcano. That was badass.
Yeah.
Having badass, like, forts was kind of a thing they had to do in... it was a cool thing that they put in the 80s cartoons, right? Because the Thundercats, they had their little fortress, their fucking like giant tiger fortress thing. Of course, so they could sell it.
Yes.
Like, we got a lot of cool shit when I was a kid because of marketing, unfortunately.
It's the old series. Shit like that was badass.
Right.
And also the intro themes, dude. Like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Thundercats. Like there were so many fucking rockin' intros back in the day.
Right. God damn, dude. I went back and watched old Thundercats, though, and that shit's fucking terrible. Fucking
yeah.
terrible.
The series didn't age well, but the intro animations, like all the budget went in on that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty damn sure that all the budget went in on just the fucking intros.
Dude, I can hear that intro in my head right now, and that shit was pretty good.
Dude, that shit slaps.
Thunder! Thunder! Thundercats!
Yes.
I loved that shit when I was a kid. And I watched it as an adult, and I'm like, oh my god, this is terrible.
This is fucking
but
weird,
like, I've
dude.
been watching some of the old G.I. Joe movies. Like the one, I watched it, they're on YouTube. The one with Globulus and Nemesis Supreme. The ones with Cobra Law.
Yeah.
Right, like that's on YouTube, and so I was watching that the other day, and I'm like, man, this one isn't as badly animated as the show is.
No. Oh,
Like,
dude, you wanna
G.I. Joe
have
cartoon is
a
badly animated.
you wanna have a difference in animation quality. Again, as a G1 fanboy, I will admit that some of the animations could have been done better, but it was serviceable. It wasn't the same level as like the original Scooby-Doo cartoon. Anyway,
Right.
when you go and watch, and I recommend to anyone just to go and watch it, the original 1986 Transformers movie, the fucking animation quality there, it is mind-blowing with all the small details and things. It is so damn good.
It was legit, but it was like because they released it in the movie theater, right? They released that in theaters, and so they had to put the detail into it. The thing with the TV shows, like the reason why the TV shows, we look at them now and think, wow, those kind of suck. It's because like the TVs we have now are fucking awesome compared to the TVs we had as a kid.
Yeah.
Right? Like I think I had a like a 19-inch or an 18-inch screen. You know, it's a 144 resolution TV because we didn't have, you know, like it wasn't HD resolution on TVs until the early 2000s. And so we wouldn't have known if it looked better or worse anyways. Like, we just didn't have the capacity to see how bad some of the animation was.
Yeah, but
Is
I'm
really
talking
what it
again.
is.
The Transformers movie did not have bad animation. It was.
Oh yeah, no, right.
One of those
well,
weird moments where it was fantastic.
Because it was released in theaters. That's why, and they couldn't get away with it looking cheap and having it on the screen in theaters. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of shortcuts they can do on animation and shit like that on a small screen that you just don't pay attention to because you don't notice it. But on a big screen, you're gonna fucking see it. So they had to put budget into it.
Yeah, and the
Thankfully,
results.
because it
The
kicked
results speak
ass.
for them fucking selves. Like, holy
Yeah.
shit, dude. But anyway,
Yeah.
I get sidetracked a bit. The point is, Skeletor in the new series is pretty good. I essentially watches. My language abilities God's days ours. Oos dears. Ooksy booksy dooksy. Hurdy gurdy goo. Jesus Christ.
Oh, okay.
I've been cursed by Skeletor! Oh no! I can only speak in this language! Holy crap, this is terrible! What should I do? Oh, Christ. I think I must have hit my head or something today. Point is, I watched it mostly because I thought Skeletor looked cool, and I liked his character in that show. And it was worth it, because most of the episodes he's in, while there's a lot of silly shit, because Skeletor is very mentally unstable and it works. So whenever he does more goofy moments, and suddenly he turns full on evil, it makes sense because that's just how he is. He is fucking crazy and mentally unstable, so it works.
Well, and he's surrounded by idiots.
Yes. Bumbling fools!
Bumbling fools, yeah. You nincompoop!
You don'ts!
Fucking Skeletor had great insults.
Oh, right. Dude knew how to throw shade, man.
Yeah.
He beats everyone. Dude, he also has one of the best exits I've seen in a villain ever have.
Yeah, walking through the mirror.
And then punches the mirror like, fuck you, I'm out.
Yeah, smash the mirror.
Oh, he has the best meme material ever.
Well, and as a little kid, like, he seemed really evil.
Yeah.
You know, like it was like, oh man, he's doing some really mean shit. Like he's a good bad guy.
Yeah. And also he basically goes around like, when good guys from other things try to talk with him, like, oh, how could you be so evil? I don't care. I'm evil. What else do you want? Oh,
Right.
maybe I do it because I'm evil. He openly states he's evil, and yet some dumbass is still surprised that he backstabs him when he's pretty obvious that he is in it for the love of the game. Skeletor doesn't give a shit. He loves being evil, and he will rub that in your face.
Yeah, it's just yeah.
I just love that, dude. It's this unrepentant love of just being a bad guy. Even Megatron, in all his glory, still has some moments where, like, oh yes, I'm totally a good guy, wink, wink. But
well, and I think, well, really, I mean, Transformers had a lot of things that He-Man didn't, right?
Yeah.
Because He-Man kind of had an overarching storyline, but for the most part, it was just, I mean, it was far more just episodic than, and Transformers was also episodic, but Transformers had a much more cohesive underlying backstory in that the Transformers were trying to gather Energon to get back to Cybertron, while the Decepticons, or the Autobots, were trying to, but the Decepticons were trying to just use it to conquer Earth. Right?
Yeah,
like
conquer Earth to then use all the energy on Earth to restore Cybertron, and then have 2 planets.
Yeah,
and then more.
Yeah. So they had more complex motives than because Skeletor was just cartoonishly evil.
Yep.
I guess literally he was cartoonishly evil because he was meant to be cartoonishly evil. And so it's hilarious how unabashed he is in it, you know?
Yeah. He will stab you in the back because, well, it's what he does. Screw you if you have a problem with that. And also, he is, at the Decepticons at least, while you know Megatron can't really be replaced, quote-unquote, it is believable for the infighting between the Decepticons. While also he has some loyal people. While Skeletor, nobody wants to go up against him because he's the guy on top. You can't mess with Skeletor because, well, he's the biggest one there. He's the kingfish.
He's the top dog.
Yep.
Until he wasn't, they introduced the Horde, and Hordak became like the top guy.
But doesn't Skeletor have this constantly on-off thing where he outplays Hordak sometimes?
It ends up being kind of similar to the Cobra Commander Serpentor relationship, where Serpentor takes over the Cobra Command. It takes over Cobra as the leadership, and Cobra Commander is still there, but he's just kind of a
he has to play second fiddle to the newer guy.
Right. Well, he's kind of been like, well, you were the leader, but now you're just go sit over there. Like, you fucked up, go sit over there. But he's trying to get back to being the leader, like, get back into the leadership position. But, you know, his bumbling. And so now then he's conniving. You know, instead of being just evil, he's conniving and untrustworthy towards his own side as well. So, Yeah, it adds a layer of depth to the villain aspect of him.
Yeah. Still freaking pretty badass, in my opinion.
Ooh. So the but I appreciate. I don't know. I don't watch kids cartoons anymore. I watch anime, and of course, in a lot of anime, there is the cartoonishly evil bad guy. But I don't feel like a lot of the kids shows now have that same clear delineation of good guy versus bad guy.
Yeah, the bad
that they
guys
could.
often. Oh, they try to give him some kind of reasonable background thing. He
Well,
you
and
gotta
even
pity
like
him or some shit like that in one moment.
right, like and even the Marvel. I got a buddy whose daughter really loves that new Marvel. There's a Marvel superheroes kids show,
Right.
right, that features like chibi versions of all the things. But
Of
even
course.
then, like the bad guys, it's kind of like an "oh you" with the bad guy
Yeah.
kind of thing. You know, it's not like oh, it's not like this guy's fucking evil and he's gonna fucking hurt and maim people. You know, like that was kind of they don't the threat doesn't feel as imminent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
I get
Not
it.
enough boogeymen. Not enough boogeymen for kids now.
There isn't. And
Uh.
though there are things where, like, you have this modern remake of. Oh, one thing that's pretty certain is if we look away from that, I don't remember his name of the guy who butchered the the 2D Netflix He-Man because I don't want to learn his name because he's a freaking loser.
Kevin Smith? That guy?
Yeah, the loser. Yeah, the loser.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna call him the loser because, well, he's a fucking loser. Fuck you, loser. Point is, my personal vendetta against that guy is one thing. He tried to do the whole, Skeletor is he has a past, feel sorry for him, boo-hoo, all that
Yeah.
crap. But the Skeletor in the 3D series, he is like that. He became who he is because of his own machinations. Essentially, just like, no, I want to be king. Oh, wait, I can't be king? Okay, fine, I'll try to take over by my own means. Oopsie daisy, that didn't work out.
Yeah.
And then he found a different path to power through other means. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm watching coloring here.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck around more with that later if I have to. But I might just also keep it as simple as possible. Hey,
I
has
would
the
think
screen...
No, we're good. We're moving. Yeah. We're moving. I think lighten it up a little bit myself personally, but
yeah, I can try that. I'll mess with that when I get to the other layers.
yeah, yeah.
Keeping it simple here, though. Just one shade of dark and one shade of light, and just do from there.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, it's and the dude himself. He is just evil, and he never really loses the spotlight. Even when he has a moment where he's kind of properly defeated, he still remains himself. Even losing, he still keeps on going and still plants his own thing.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's got kind of like the Wile E. Coyote thing going, right? Which you know, is in service of a long-running story. But he fails and comes back. You know, you think about it. Skeletor's kind of an inspirational figure in that regard.
Yeah, he never gives up, and he always keeps.
Skeletor never gave up, right?
Yeah.
Skeletor never gave up, so that means you can do it too.
Yeah. Be more like Skeletor.
The motivational Skeletor shit is the best, dude.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Yes, I get defeated on the weekly basis by He-Man, but you never see me quitting or whining about it.
Oh,
He
the
freaking
Skeletor in me recognizes the Skeletor in you as
yeah.
it's my all-time favorite. I have a pin that a friend got for me a long time ago, and I used to wear it on my collar at work. And it's a little heart, and it has Skeletor on it, and it's a pink heart, and it says "Live, Laugh, Love."
Oh boy.
I just thought it was so fucking funny.
Yeah. I understand why.
Yeah, there was no. But you're right. There was no deconstructed villains in these shows back in the day. It's like he's Skeletor's just evil. He's not like got some weird deeper motivations. He wants to rule Eternia.
Yep.
And it wasn't because his dad was mean to him. He's just evil.
And he wanted power. Then he found out, oh hey, this curse isn't really a curse after all. And oh, now it is all I'm about, baby. And he has this, and he has in my opinion, a cool way with words. It's clear that the character enjoys himself, which also means that the freaking voice actor has a good time voicing him.
Oh yeah, and even as a kid, man, like you get some great words from Skeletor, like dolt and nincompoop.
Yep. He swears and curses a lot without swearing and cursing.
Yeah.
I might be evil, but I'm still PG-13. Yeah.
He's evil, not obscene.
Exactly. He's evil with class. Of course, the internet decided to give him a little bit of a hand there. I love the Skeletor memes. You know the one like, what is what's the opposite of a... no, wait, how'd it go? What is the female version of teabagging? A clam slam.
Yeah. Yeah, the Skeletor running out and saying, remember kids, that one, and then running back. Those ones are great.
Always remember. Until we meet again.
Yeah. Until next time.
Oh, glorious. Kind of the opposite of what He-Man did, right? Always remember.
Yeah.
Be nice, be kind. It's like, remember, I'm going to give you some unneeded knowledge here. Fucking hell, dude. And it just shows how formative this guy was for so many generations that he has essentially just become immortal through memes.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's a great character. Like, he's a fun character. He was a fun foil to He-Man.
Yeah.
You know, and like...
He was a good foil to He-Man, too.
It was a fun show, and as a kid, it was really... It was a good, non-confusing show, because it was unambiguously who's the good guy, who's the bad guy, and you're supposed to root for the good guy. And even though it was like toy shop propaganda, it still, I think, enriched my life in a way that that I don't think everybody gets access to now. You know,
that's the difference. It was a glorified toy commercial, but it had moral values, and it also was allowed to make a story. Of course, some episodes fell a bit flat, but others were pretty good. Like, even Transformers have a lot of those. So you have one where Optimus Prime literally for a moment falters and ends up almost dooming the Earth because Megatron puts him on the spot. And another episode where it's clear that the people were running out of ideas.
Yeah.
The episode bought in the second season.
Let's say as a kid you watch that and you watch them overcome, and it's inspiring.
Yeah.
And it makes you want to be like them. It makes you want to be like He-Man, where you can, not that you want to ride a battle cat, swing a sword. It's that you want to be a heroic person and do things that are extraordinary.
Yes.
You know, not that you want to do superhuman feats, but you just want to be an extraordinary human being, a good person. And I think that that's something that they may try to teach it in the kids shows today, but they do it in such a stupid, ham-fisted way that I don't.
But it's
think
also
it
that
works
they've
out.
kind of lost the ability to tell stories like that too. It's because they don't possess the. I'm gonna say it outright. They don't possess real morals. They don't possess any kind of valuable morals which are worth taking over to the kids. Instead, they're focused more on, oh, you're gonna follow my very niche lifestyle and not question it because questioning is evil.
Well, it's, that's the problem with subjective morality.
Yeah.
Subjectivity and morality, they need to be less. Again, that's why this was such a good shit for or good stuff when I was a kid. Unambiguous. There was no confusion as to who the good guy or the bad guy was. There wasn't some kind of weird subversion, and it wasn't like a. Of course, there were heel turns and there were face turns and stuff like that, but it was never like a. It was always, this guy's a bad guy and this guy's a good guy, and bad guy's gonna do bad guy shit, and good guy's gonna stop him. End of story. So
that's what they do. Good guys do that, and bad guys do that.
Right.
Bad guys creates a situation where the good guy has to react and then save the day.
Yeah.
Well, bad guy curses, swears revenge, and comes back next week to do it all over again. Because remember,
And
even if you get defeated, you can always try again.
Yeah, the serialized stuff was, I don't know, it's fun.
Yeah, it's
interesting, and I liked having the overarching story. He-Man, the cartoon, didn't offer a whole shit ton of deep lore, but the comics that came with them had a lot of deep lore in them. I wasn't that invested in the deep lore as a kid because I had the toys in my hands and I could create whatever fucking lore I wanted to with them.
Exactly.
I could. That was one of the great things about it too, is that I could do whatever I want. Like, I could make that story myself with those toys as a kid because I had the imagination.
Yeah.
And we did. Like I explained, we got in trouble for playing too loud with our He-Man toys, and it wasn't because we were fucking yelling at each other. Weird shit, it's like we're crashing our He-Man guys together and they're fighting and they're shooting at each other and they're getting into sword fights, and it's dynamic, imaginative play. But my second grade teacher didn't appreciate it because he was a douche.
Yeah, but he's dead from a heart attack now, so ha.
Yeah, he died. I mean, the dude would be like 120 right now anyway, so probably better off that he died 20
And
years
here's
ago.
the thing, he
Or
died,
something, but,
and then after the funeral, you just see a purple hand, a dark blue hand shoot up from the ground, and then
The purple hand.
My vacation is over. Back to conquering Eternia. Little did you know, Dave, your second grade teacher was Skeletor on vacation.
Yeah, right.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Fucking. Yeah.
I mean, we have Chad. We have the Chad Beholder. Now we have Skeletor's vacation.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh boy. There's
Watching the shading.
There's a lot of lamentation about what could have been and what has been, but there are still those who make things just to make something good. People who still love what they had. Like, back to Transformers, you have people like Travis Knight. When he got his hands on the Bumblebee movie, you managed to see that he's a fan. Sure, everything wasn't perfect in that movie, but it's honestly one of the best live-action movies Transformers has ever had, if not the best.
That's a fairly low bar,
Eh,
though.
again, Transformers,
I'm
Bayformers. Nah, it's okay, dude. I agree. It's as I always say when it comes to Bayformers. Bayformers is 40% amazing, awesome shit, and then 60% of the most putrid, wretched bullcrap you'll ever see in your entire fucking life. I just wish they gave Travis Knight the rights to make more, but no. Though the worst thing is that Transformers 1 didn't get the sequel. That pissed me off.
Yeah.
Because that shit was fucking... Ooh, that was so good. And it made it Megatron evil. It didn't be like, oh, poor Megatron is... No. He's just, okay, it's kind of fucked up, but hey, at least you can... Holy shit, what are you doing? No! And now he's fucking evil. I love it.
You know what's funny, though, is that because there was a little bit when the deconstructed villain thing was kind of interesting.
It was.
You know, where it's like, oh, you give detail, but they just have overdone it so much. And Disney does it so poorly with all of their nonsense.
It became a weak and cheap tearjerker. It went from an interesting way to create an alternate villain, because not everyone can be like the deconstructed or the sympathetic villain. You need some who are just freaking evil. Sure, they can have a little bit of a different start in life, but in the end, an evil character must be evil, right? And that's something I liked in Transformers 1, is that D16's journey to become Megatron is believable, because in the end, after his worldview is shattered during the events of the movie, when he becomes Megatron, it's like, oh yeah, that ain't the old fella which we used to know. And it's believable that he has become Megatron. Sorry, I love that
we
movie.
don't have it. See now, we don't have any really good He-Man movies. Because
well, we did have that old movie.
The Dolph Lundgren one.
Yeah.
I saw that in the theater. My mom took me to it because she knew how much, she knew how much I fucking loved He-Man. So I wanted to go see that, I saw it in the theater, and that movie was not He-Man as I knew it. It was like, what the hell is this crap? Doesn't make any. What does this have to do with He-Man? But it's all studio. It's all executive shit.
Always be executive shit. Oh, I screwed up a bit. Pardon me.
Uh-oh.
Now, I can fix it. Haha! Some clever, you see.
Go. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong layer. Wrong layer.
Yep. That happens sometimes.
Yeah. At least it's easy to fix.
Oh, yeah.
Now I'm just like... like, I know we're getting close to the end on this one.
It's, I'm just gonna keep it as simple here, instead of doing, like, line upon line, but it's a good way for me to... Damn it. It's a good way for me to, again, first colored Simply Sketchy, so, no.
Yeah.
Definitely gotta be one of those 1.5 hour episodes, but still.
But it's okay, because Skeletor is awesome.
Yes! And we did get a lot of lore, too, like, holy crap.
Yeah.
We got some Dave Deep lore today.
We got mostly Dave Deep lore, yeah.
Yeah.
But,
but we also got, again, what I like having you aboard is that we tend to go back in time and just think about the good stuff we had. lament what we
Yeah.
lost, but also it isn't quite hopeless either.
No. Well, it's just interesting to me how derivative everything has always been. Because it doesn't feel like there's been too much new stuff come around since the 80s.
That's because originality died in the early 2000s.
It died on the production floor or something like that. In the producer's office.
Pretty much. Or on his couch.
Yeah.
Bound chicka bow wow. That's a low blow to the people affected by that.
I mean, and I'm sure there will be some things that kids look back on fondly, like Adventure Time. You know, I love Adventure Time, and I know that's a show that some kids will look back on, kind of like I look at He-Man. You know,
They already do, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great story, and it had, of course, there was. You know, I mean, it's a lot of depth to that story. You know.
Yeah. I think you also have the show Gravity Falls, though that one is more of a 2013 thing.
Yeah, well, there's other, you know, like Gravity Falls and like Steven Universe for some.
Nah,
for
fuck
some
that
people.
shit.
But it's popular with some people, you know. Like,
Yeah.
it's.
But I wouldn't consider Steven Universe anything close to good because, well, I've seen the creator of that shit, and that person ain't stable.
Well, I mean, but like it or not, I guess that's original.
Yeah.
But
it's basically Transformers, but gay. I could say something else, but unfortunately YouTube would beat me to it because of it.
Yeah, I've never seen the show. I only know that it's popular with Tumblrites and people who should have never been let off of Tumblr.
Yeah, it's essentially a proof that we should have never closed Tumblr because now they're among us.
Yeah,
walking.
They never should have let. They never should have moderated Tumblr in a way that made people leave the platform.
Yeah.
Never should have been allowed.
Now they're
because
everywhere.
They breached containment, and then it got all over Reddit. They touched Reddit and got that place all gross. They tried to do 4chan, but it just backfired on them so hard.
Well, that's because 4chan is pure, undiluted internet autism. You can't control 4chan. 4chan controls you.
I remember more than once back in the day when Tumblrites would try to invade 4chan and be shitty, and then the next thing you know, there's just thousands of 4chaners on their pages just spamming them and hammering them with stuff, just trolling the shit out of them.
Yeah, if you're fucking with 4chan, you're essentially awakening a beast which just doesn't care. It's something I leave well enough alone.
Yeah, I think it's probably a good idea for most people to just give it a wide berth.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you're not gonna be able to hang with the people, which most people aren't. You know?
Yeah. You're your own kind of crazy being there, but some people has it as a phase. I know a few people who used to be there as a phase and then grew out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's just not like there's not the same. I don't know. They just doesn't seem like they have the same kind of touchstone kind of thing created for children as we did.
It's because again,
shows like
they
Transformers.
They don't have the
He-Man.
morals for it. They don't have the integrity behind to create it. That's the problem.
Oh well, that's 100%. Like that's undoubtable. But yeah, I guess because Hollywood's an evil place.
Yeah. No shit, Sherlock.
Full of Moloch worshipping demons and
yeah, and that's pretty much now you've explained why modern series are shit and trying to do other things. But yeah, it's quality in cartoons and series have basically died out as time went by. Even the ones that seem promising are still hollow. But there are some made where fans of the old who wants to make it for the next generation gets the
Mhm.
chance, and they take as much of a opportunity of it as they can. Like Transformers Prime, it did really well. Of course, it did get some episodes which really did make sense, and of course, it suffers from the usual Transformers plague of having pointless human characters that shouldn't really exist. But hey, that's just me.
Yeah, there's too much of that shit. Pointless human characters.
The
Like
best
they just want to
Transformer,
shoehorn in a celebrity. Like,
yeah,
no, just stop. The celebrity, nobody's coming to see Millie Bobby Brown in Godzilla. Or coming to see fucking Godzilla and King Kong. I don't give a
yeah,
shit about, you know, Jack Black or whatever wanker you could freaking get to sign the contract. I want to see giant monsters fighting.
yeah.
Like, I don't give a shit about Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox. I want to see giant robots fighting.
Yes. And of course we do get it sometime, but not all the time.
Yeah. Get rid of the gay human parts and give me more giant robots fighting.
Yeah.
Take the
there
budget
are,
you would have spent on their salaries and the marketing associated with those people and just put in more giant robots fighting.
yeah. Basically, that's all you need for a Transformers series. More robots fighting, nothing else. If you think anything else, throw that fucker out the nearest window.
Giant robots fighting. That's the
Yeah.
story you need. Like,
But
and you can church that story up all you need, but you only need to focus on giant robots fighting. You don't
pretty
need to focus
goddamn
on
much.
right.
Nothing
There
else
doesn't
is
need to be
needed.
some gay love story between some trailer park kid and this white trash girl that is this smoking hot white trash doorknob. You know, like we don't I don't care about that.
Uh, it's annoying.
So yeah. Ooh, Tim's gonna get fancy.
Yeah. This whole thing has gotten a bit of a update as of late. Me and Dave got a bit distracted, or rather, I got distracted, and Dave had to suffer through it.
Yeah. Yeah, he Trim found a new brush pack and had to go through and test them all, which was cool. It was cool to watch him. Like, it's really interesting to see. It's interesting to see what they can do.
Right. I fucking love it. Now you might be asking, why green? Well, that's Havoc from the... That's a Havoc Flames from the other He-Man show.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. Basically evil green fire. It's kind of fucking badass. Now a little bit of yellow. Just to give it that sickly feel. It works, doesn't it?
Yeah, dude, it looks great. Like, actually, the green just looks kind of just flat green to me, but it's a cool looking.
That's
Like, I
annoying.
don't see a lot of the detail in the brush strokes.
Ah, I keep forgetting that the screen is much brighter on my side.
Yeah.
Oh, it even affects different layers. Oh, good. Yeah, to me it's completely different. I can see a lot more here.
Yeah.
Interesting and annoying.
I think it's probably just a limitation of the, like a limitation of, oh wow.
Yeah, let's see. Ooh.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, let's try that one. There we go. Well, that's a bit better. Huh. So, what do you think about Skeletor?
Oh, I dig it, dude.
Yeah.
He looks evil!
Yes! I shall conquer Eternia, and no one can stop me! I fucking love him doing his voice.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Thanks for joining me,
Brilliant.
dude. And this is Skeletor, and you guys get a little hint of the tools I get to work with in the future.
Oh, it's going to be so cool.
Oh yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what I can do with this in the end, because I'm also kind of happy I managed to do this with the color. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do colors next time, but I'm going to try to work a bit more with colors, so we'll see how it turns out. If not, I'll just go for maybe not everything's going to be color, and I'm not going to be going back to black and white forever, but I'm going to try to change between them every now and then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, with that...
So.
Yeah, indeed, and I'm learning shit. And especially now that I have funny new toys. I mean, look at all this.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, gouache. Gouache, gouache. How the fuck you say that? Gouache.
Gouache. Gouache.
What?
Gouache.
What? Oh, gouache.
Gouache.
Yeah. So, with that, I am concluding this episode of the first ever full color episode of Simply Sketchy. So I guess that's a good comeback after being gone for 2 weeks due to vacation and other kinds of burnout. Well, I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna try to keep myself back in the schedule again. Though, yeah, I'll do my best at least. Thank you very much for joining me, Dave. I really appreciate it, and it's always good fun talking to you. We always get into such fucking deep conversations.
Right.
Of course, and now to the usual thing too, a big thank you to Robert Renato for letting me borrow his music for this series. It is always appreciated, and I love his music. And of course, a big thank you to my Australian tech wrangler and editor, Basic. Thank you for your hard work and for all that little side gagging you do. I'm looking forward to see what you're gonna do with the He-Man memes. If you're just gonna pop up a Skeletor meme every now and then, I'm okay with that, dude. Go wild. And of course, to everyone still watching, listening, or just enjoying this, thank you very much for spending your time here. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Adelaide, folks.